there it being roughly 6:30, November 15th, I'm going to start the zoning board of appeals meeting off with Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah. One might be wrong.
I got this from the trade yesterday.
Yeah.
In accordance with Mass General Law, this meeting is being recorded. The first petition is a public hearing of petition of Timothy Gillespie, applicant, and Julia Kraft, owner, for a special permit to convert a portion of the existing garage into a detached accessory apartment containing 375 square feet pursuant to the zoning bylaw, Article 9, Section 954. The property is located at 10 Hillside Road, Westport, Mass., and is shown on Assessor's Map 88, lots 169 and 170. So the way I'll do this is I'll have the petitioner come up and provide whatever information is pertinent, and the board will ask questions. Come right up here, and then I'll open it up to the public. Voting on this will be Jerry Cotino, Barbara Ponalillo, Constance Gee, Ray Elias, and Cynthia Kozekowicz. I'm not voting because I believe this is going to be a continuation, and I won't be available for continuation.
Oh, okay, I have to pay attention now.
So, the floor is yours. Name and address.
My name and address?
Your name and address.
Tim Gillespie, 137 Horseneck Road in Westport. And this project, which I thought was going to be fairly simple, this was an extension on a garage that had a little kitchen and a bathroom and a bedroom area in it. And the mistake we made, and maybe it wasn't a mistake, but we did some of the demolition before we actually filed for the building permit. So Ralph had no opportunity to see what it had been before. We had assumed that it would just be an upgrading of what they had. So we filed, Ralph said we needed to go through you guys. We filed for that. And then we discovered that the septic system they've got is not adequate to support the number of bathrooms. So the client has decided that instead of trying to expand the system they've got, they're going to rip out the one they have and put in a denitrifying system.
No.
And that's going to take some time to get designed and then to get built. But the design part will at least release us to legitimize this space. And I need to talk with Lenny Potter and see how quickly we can get a design together. I'm guessing the continuance, if we do a continuance, that would be sometime in December. And I don't think we'll be ready for that. So I'm not sure whether we just continue till some uncertain later date.
Well, we have to actually assign a date, but we can continue it from there. Now, it doesn't have to be next month. We can do it in January, February,
Yep.
Next August. It doesn't, you can pick a
Right.
date that, to continue it to.
Well, if we set a date, say in January, if I discover that Lenny's dragging his feet too much and he doesn't think he can get something done before then, can I call Maria and change that
No.
date?
No,
Okay,
no.
because
no.
you'll be sending out public notices?
Right, yes. Now,
No, actually, no.
that,
No public notices.
It's-
Well, abutters,
no, we don't send it butters.
We've
but-
already done that.
yeah.
Right, but once we decide upon a date, we have to hold a meeting whether you show up or not.
Right.
So you
We'll
really
talk
have to
about
come
it.
so that we can then continue it to another date.
Yeah.
Now, you realize that the first continuance is free of charge.
Okay,
We allow one continuance because most people come in and don't necessarily have all the ducks in order, or they didn't
Yeah.
think of something, and there's a question. So we give the applicant the option of doing a continuation, and there's no extra charge for that. After that, if you don't have your ducks in order, there's I think it's $100.
Okay, well,
It's a $100 charge.
I would suggest that if we could continue to, do you have days that you sort of
We just
pick
do,
during the month?
our days, it's
random?
Wednesday is the day that we generally hold meetings.
Well, maybe we could do the last Wednesday in January, would that make sense?
Or maybe even the February, I mean, with the holidays,
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
How about the first Wednesday in February?
better than the second one.
Well, before we get to all that, are you prepared to discuss all the other aspects of the
Sure.
detached accessory apartment?
Sure.
Because certainly the septic part is a very, very important part, but there are other conditions for the special permit that we have to go over. Now, we can either wait and do it then, or it certainly makes sense to do it now,
Okay,
so that when we come, all you have to do is show us the papers. I've got health department, and
okay,
we're
sure.
done. So, having said that, and are you capable of speaking for the
Yeah.
for the owner?
Yep,
Okay, so there's A through J, well, A through, wait, those have, read those off and just describe to us how you plan on meeting each of those requirements. So you'll start with A and,
right. Do you want me to talk to each as we
Yes.
go? All right. The first one talks about it being a complete separate housekeeping unit, and it will be. It'll just have a little kitchen and a Murphy bed and a bathroom, that's it, and a closet. That's all it is, and it's attached to this two-car garage. Two-car, yeah, I think it's two-car.
Could I ask for clarification? I take it there's an actual house on this lot?
Yes,
besides this
yeah,
room?
there's a fairly
That's
substantial
very
house.
important, because this has to be an accessory to.
Yes,
existing
the
house.
owner is gonna live in the house.
Yeah, did you get?
They
one?
have
This is
4
your-
bedrooms in
Yeah,
the
I-
house, that's the
Okay,
house
that's the
right
house.
there.
Their
Right.
house.
And then, the other question I had was, this property that you're talking about, the building you're talking about, do you have any idea when that was built?
I don't know when it was built. It has the feel of maybe in the 50s it was built, I'm not
So
sure.
maybe prior to the 70s?
Oh, yeah, I would say absolutely. Not being occupied by more than 2 people. Unless they put 3 people in one bed, I think 2 people is a safe bet. The owners of the property in which the detached accessory apartment is created must occupy at least one of the dwellings. They do occupy the house full-time,
now,
year-round.
one of the things, and this is something that because you're continuing it, you can talk to the owners, is we generally will require a deed restriction,
Okay,
which Marie has the paperwork for. Just to say that forever, the owner,
yep,
those conditions have to be met.
Sure.
As far as 1 bedroom and owner occupied
yep.
as a deed restriction. So that's something, again, you can talk to the owner. But we will.
This would never be a rental unit, it's all gonna be for family and guests.
Right, yes, but,
Well, under
The
the
reason-
current owner.
right. But what
Yeah,
hap-
that's right, but a deed restriction, they'd have no problem with
Right.
that.
And the reason why we do that is because when we make a decision, it's not for the person who
Right.
is the applicant, it's for the property.
Yeah,
So our decision stays for the life of the property. So
Good.
when they sell that property, the next people have to understand that they have to live there if they want the accessory apartment.
right,
So that's the reason why we do a deed restriction.
okay. Off-street parking spaces shall meet the requirements. They have you can see in
Yeah.
there, they've got a fairly substantial parking area.
Yes,
Any new construction shall be in accordance with current height setback requirements. This is an existing building, so it's not gonna change any of that.
okay.
Prior to approval of the permit for a accessory apartment, the septic system will accommodate, and we already know that's gonna happen.
Right.
Any property that's been granted a special permit for a detached accessory apartment shall not be further divided unless all zoning requirements can be met. That isn't an issue at all. Prior to approval, the detached accessory apartment board shall make the following findings. It will not impair the integrity or character of the neighborhood. It shall not be detrimental to the abutting properties. It's gonna look
Like-
exactly the way it does now, only a little nicer because we're re-shingling and putting new windows in it.
Okay.
In order to encourage the development of housing units for disabled individuals and persons with limited mobility, the ZBA may allow reasonable deviation from the dimensional requirements where necessary to install features that facilitate access and mobility or to accommodate utilization of existing structures
Right.
such as garage or barn.
So
It
the
isn't gonna change from where it is now.
square footage on this is
I think it's written on,
300 and,
it's not much.
375 is what it said.
is that, 375 is in your petition, so that's, the entire
Just this
living
little-
space is,
Yeah,
for that accessory apartment, is 375. Okay, that's well
Yes.
under
Small
the nine,
house.
right,
900 is the limit.
900 is the limit.
Yep.
That's pretty squeezed in.
What's the other building? See, I thought that was the house and that
That's
was
the
the
one, that's
garage.
the two-car garage
Okay.
and the accessory apartment.
Oh, so it's not above the garage, it's just next to the.
No, it's right next to it. It's
It's
a
it's like a
little
little, like a little scooter off of the
Yeah.
garage. 'Cause at first I thought that was the house, but then I really, that's not substantial, that's the house, huh?
L. Yeah,
And I
it's a
saw
big house.
You provided the pictures and setbacks, which is kind of interesting, because that's like,
It's almost dead on.
It's
the
dead on
limit.
with the-
It's- There's not any room for deviation here. Which is sort of accidental, I think, when they built the thing.
well, that's what I said, it's probably purely accidental.
Right.
Comments, questions?
I'd just like to point out one thing that, as a matter of procedure, we only have a certain length of time, so many days, to make a decision after the application. So when you ask for a continuance, which is what you're gonna be asking for tonight, you're gonna also be asked to agree to extend the length of time that we have to act, so
Right.
that it's legal, so that
Yeah,
we don't get to that point, is that, oh, all of a sudden it's approved because we didn't act on it.
right.
And Maria, you have the paperwork for that. We already have one drafted up, so that you don't have to actually write.
Excellent.
Just need to-
All we have to do is put the dates on and sign it, so that it, so you guys got to figure out what a date.
The first
and
Wednesday
then-
is the 7th
Then somebody has to make a
of February.
Which date?
February 7th.
before, don't write it down yet,
Yeah,
but
Oh.
see who's available from the board.
I can do that.
Jerry?
I have no idea. I would say yes.
Today is the 15th, yes.
The other voting members?
Hold on. Yes, I'm free.
You good?
I may not be able to.
You may not be able to?
Right, I don't know right now.
You don't know. George?
Right.
As far as I know, right,
As far as you know? Okay.
February 7th? Is that a safe number to put in here?
For right
Yep.
now.
Right now it is.
It is, yeah. And if
So-
something were to happen that, let's say it wasn't ready at that point, we have to meet, but.
I'd have to do
you
another
would-
continuance.
Yeah, you would just say.
Fork over
it's not
some
ready
cash.
yet. Yeah. I forgot about it. We've never done that before, by the way. This is,
Well,
No,
we're always trying to set new standards in the town.
yeah.
So what you need to do is you need to actually verbally request this.
Oh, I request
You request a
a
continuance.
continuance to February 7th, 2024,
Wow.
for the project at 10 Hillside Road.
Okay, so now somebody needs to make a motion to grant the continuance.
I make a motion to grant the continuance of 10 Hillside Road until February 7th of 2024.
Constance seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Let the record show it's unanimous. So.
Thank you very much.
Jim, it's
So,
obvious that the new septic system is gonna be designed to incorporate.
It's gonna be a
So
5-bedroom
you're
system.
gonna have to eliminate
Okay,
anything else.
that'll,
Yeah.
yeah. Then again, we don't need the plans. All we need is a letter from the health department
Yep.
saying that they have okayed your
Right.
septic design.
Okay,
That's all we need.
perfect.
Thank you.
Good luck to you, Tim.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope I'm still breathing when I come
Yeah,
back.
that's the next one.
Highly recommended.
Yeah, because,
There's something else that.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
welcome.
Good night.
take care, Tim.
Okay.
Controversial.
It's nice to have one like this. Isn't it? It's nice to do that.
I don't even have a headache yet.
Maria, from now on, only get us these kind.
It'd be my pleasure, really.
The second hearing is an applicant of Tammy Therian? Therian, okay. And Keith Therian, owners, for a special permit to convert the second floor of the existing garage into a detached accessory apartment containing 800 square feet pursuant to zoning bylaws, Article 9, Section 954. Property is located at 18 McKinley Street, Westport, Mass. As shown on Assessors Map 11, lots 557 through 594. So again, same procedure. We'll have the applicants come up, and well, there's nobody else out there, so it's going to be you talking and us asking.
Okay.
And before we do that, are you going to be in the same situation with the septic?
So I've already started the septic.
You don't have an approved septic.
I do, I have the plans from the engineer already.
No. Do you have something from the Board of Health saying that that you have an approved septic?
The current septic that's there, the new one that's going in. So we already had an engineer come out, so yeah, I already talked to the Board of Health. I already went there, I went to the building department, spoke with Amelia, showed her the application.
Do you have a letter from the Health Department saying that that your septic system is capable of supplying both your house and your accessory apartment?
I don't have a letter from them, no.
Okay,
No.
then you're going to be in the same situation. You're going to have to continue it.
Okay, yeah.
So, once again, voting on this will be Sherry Catino, Barbara Pontalillo, Constance Gee, Ray Elias, and George. We're going to do you this time.
Oh, my first vote.
And make it a good one. So, why don't you go ahead and describe your
Thank you.
project?
So
I
it's
only
just
have
an
one question.
accessory.
Is
Sure.
that plan approved by the Board of Health right there?
This is, I got this from the,
No, is it approved by the Board of Health on it?
so I mean, I'm assuming yes, because,
No, the engineer has not presented it to the Board of Health and got approval.
no, so they just went and did the perk test and they did, yeah, the Title V and all that, so, yeah. I'm
Okay.
new at this, so I'm just learning the process here.
That's
I'm trying
right.
to navigate this
So- oh,
process
did he-
the best I can.
Did he take my piece of paper that had all the A through J stuff?
He might have taken
He
it.
took it.
Oh,
That's okay, I have it,
I
we
can-
have it in a notebook.
So basically, my parents passed away. They left my brother and I the house. My brother already had an existing garage back there. So we're just making an accessory apartment so he can go live back there. It's 800 square feet. We already brought all the design papers to the building department.
So you're putting like a whole new septic system in?
Yes.
Oh, okay, just like the previous applicant.
Yeah,
So that'll be good because there won't be any, funny things with removing a bedroom or
Well,
whatever.
we were gonna do
You were
that.
gonna do
So
that.
it's a 3-bedroom now, the main house. So we were just gonna eliminate one of the bedrooms, make a walk-in closet, and then just use the 3rd bedroom as the accessory in the accessory apartment.
Why didn't you just do a 4-bedroom septic?
Because I didn't wanna upgrade it to, that new system that they're putting in. So I just figured we could, I don't even know if my parents it was actually a septic. I don't know if it was a cesspool.
Yes, right.
Or a
yeah,
septic.
Yes, but then what we're gonna have to do is Ralph, somebody's gonna have to then validate if in
So,
fact they are removing a
Joe-
bedroom.
Joe went there. I already met Joe. I met Joe there on Monday, I believe it was.
Joe's with the Board of Health.
Joe Reese.
Yes.
Yes,
With the Board of
yes.
Board of Health.
And he did a bedroom count, and he told me that what I have to do, he said I have to open up a doorway through one of the bedrooms into the other bedroom that I wanna make into a walk-in closet. He said it has to be 42 to 48 inches wide, I have to close off the existing door to that bedroom. That's what he told me I
Is
have
this all
to
making
do.
sense, Ralph? Okay, go ahead. Keep going. He's the building
So,
inspector.
yeah, so that's what he told me I have to do, and then he said I have to reschedule an appointment to have him come back out and do a bedroom count after the project's done. So that's when Maria had emailed me and said that I need to file a continuance.
I would like to ask for some clarification,
Yeah.
because I'm getting confused here. How many resident structures are on that lot right now?
Just one main
Just
building,
that one?
and then the
being inherited?
structure in the back, that's the garage. That
Just the
one.
three bedroom that's being inherited,
Yep,
plus a garage
yep.
separate?
And then my father had like a garage on the side of, so it's the house. Yeah, it's like, the garage is like a bond shape, the one that is existing. And then there's like just a garage on the side of it, that
It
my
looks like
father
there's
had
like 4
existing.
structures.
I'm sorry?
According to the GIS, there's like 4 structures.
Oh, and then
in
there's
the
my
property.
father has like a gazebo right behind the house. Screen
Okay.
room, gazebo, whatever
So
you wanna call
which of
it.
these, which of those are,
Oh my God, I can't even see this. So what are all these, I don't even know what all these structures are.
You find your lot.
you find your lot.
And then you'll see.
So, okay, McKinley
little
Street,
ornate
where's,
buildings.
I can't
Well, it's
even
557.
see this.
and 594.
Okay, so this here, so if this is our lot, I mean, apparently it looks like it. This is the house, this is the gazebo, this is the garage, and then my dad has
The bond.
like a barn or whatever you wanna call it,
Right.
Okay.
storage.
Which one are you
So
looking
this
to put the
is,
apartment
right,
in?
this is
Yeah,
the,
that garage right there,
this
yeah.
is this is the garage, the existing garage,
Okay,
where he's gonna put the accessory apartment here.
and that'll leave another residence on that property.
Right, cause the
Okay,
house, the
and
main
who lives
house is
there?
here, my brother's gonna live there,
In the garage?
yes, cause he
But
currently
who lives
lives.
in the other house?
So my brother currently resides there. My son and his wife are gonna move in.
That's what I'm
Okay.
saying.
Yeah.
Okay, and are either of them owners of the property? Who's gonna be
No.
the actual owner of it?
Me and my brother are owners of the property.
One of you have to live there.
Yeah, my brother's gonna live there.
Right.
He's gonna live in the new accessory
Yeah,
He
apartment.
is on-
accessory
you're-
apartment.
He is
You're
on
an
the
owner.
deed,
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
good,
Yeah.
okay?
good.
Because you're getting me confused, because you're saying a 3-bedroom house, you're gonna get rid of a bedroom.
Right,
So that knocks it down to 2 bedrooms.
correct.
But that's only for the septic system count. That's not for the detached apartment. The
Well-
detached apartment is gonna
It's
have
gonna have
Just
one more.
one
one
bedroom,
bedroom.
correct. Yeah,
And that's above the garage.
Yes.
So you keep talking about adding on. You're only going up, right?
it's already existing.
Already
The
exists.
garage is existing.
Yes.
It's just empty space upstairs
Okay,
from the garage that he's
Okay.
gonna put the apartment.
okay. Um, Maria, can you just Xerox the one sheet from Jerry? I think we have it right there, right?
You wanna use this one?
Well, just Xerox it, because they're probably gonna steal it anyway.
The thing of it is, I think this one.
We wouldn't do that.
different than what you've been using.
Let's see.
See this down here, that next to the last section? I don't think that's been on the ones that you've been sharing with us.
Oh, and it's the 750
I have
square
extra
foot one.
copies in my office.
Yeah, that one's old.
This is old?
It doesn't matter.
Well, it's got
This
750
is the
square
current
feet on it.
bylaw.
Oh, okay.
Don't want that back.
Oh, do you want this back?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's the smaller, the house is smaller than the garage?
The garage is big.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Your dad liked the outbuildings, huh?
Apparently he had chickens way back when. I don't know. I don't remember that. I just remember the pigs he had there years ago.
Yeah.
Now, again, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through all the requirements, and you probably heard them already, if
Yeah,
you're
one
listening.
of these.
We're gonna do that just so that when we, if we do a continuance, then all we have to do is talk about the septic. We don't have to talk about everything else.
Okay.
Item I, when you get to item I think you can just skip over that one and go right to J.
Okay. So am I starting at 4? Protect stability,
Yeah,
property
just-
values, and the
Just
residential
A,
character.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Alright, there's no A, but okay. B, the detached accessory apartment will be a complete separate housekeeping unit containing a kitchen, living room, a bathroom, a maximum of 1 bedroom. Only one accessory apartment may be created within a single-family dwelling or house lot.
So,
Yes.
so the accessory apartment is gonna have what in it?
It's gonna have a kitchen, a bathroom, 1 bedroom, a living room. That's it.
Okay, good, all right.
Detached accessory apartments shall be occupied by no more than 2 people. It's only gonna be him. The owner of the property in which the detached accessory apartment is created must occupy at least one of the dwelling units. The gross floor area of a detached accessory apartment shall not be greater than 750
Well,
square.
it's 900 now, but 'cause
Okay,
that rule has
900
changed.
square feet.
So, one of the owners, being you, are gonna live on the property,
Yes,
okay?
yeah.
And it's less than 900 square
It's
feet.
800 square feet.
It's 800,
Yeah.
right.
The gross floor area shall include the interior finished and habitable area. A habitable area to be used exclusively for the accessory apartment. Correct. Off-street parking spaces shall meet the requirements of section 8.3 of these bylaws. There's plenty
So
of,
what do you have for parking?
there's a driveway that goes all the way up into the main house, around, and then back behind the gazebo. Like
Okay,
a
and
driveway.
there's parking there for
Yeah,
the main house as well
Yeah.
as the accessory apartment?
yes.
Okay,
Any new construction shall be in accordance with a current height and setback requirements for the district in which it is located.
You're not-
It's
you're not actu-
existing,
You're not
so-
actually building anything,
No.
right? Okay,
The septic system must meet the requirements of the Westport
Right.
Board of Health and the state sanitary code. We're obviously updating it, so.
right.
Any property that has been granted a special permit for a detached accessory apartment shall not further divided unless all zoning requirements can be met for the district in which it is located. Now, is that going regarding to what you were saying to that individual before me about the,
What's that?
is
Well, all this
this?
says is you can't subdivide the property further.
Right, well, you
Unless-
explained it to the individual before me. About not being able, the restriction, the deed restriction?
No, that's something else.
Oh, okay.
All
okay.
this says is you can't, say you had, a larger property, what we're saying is you can't subdivide that property
That property.
unless you meet all the subdivision requirements.
Okay, okay. Prior to approval of a special permit for a detached accessory apartment, the board shall make the following findings. The detached accessory apartment will not impair the integrity or character of the neighborhood in which it is located. The detached accessory apartment shall not be detrimental to the abutting properties. I mean, it's already existing,
Right,
it's only
right.
gonna improve.
Right.
In order to encourage the development of housing units for disabled individuals and persons with limited mobility, the zoning board may allow reasonable deviation from the dimensional requirements where necessary to install features that facilitate access and mobility.
Right, you're already under the 900 square foot, so you're fine with that.
Okay.
Now, what we did talk about the previous is that we generally will require a deed restriction, just saying that,
Yeah.
that if you have an accessory apartment, that the owner, that first of all, you can only have 1 bedroom in there, and the owner must live on the property. And that
Right.
becomes a deed restriction, so that if you were to sell the property, the next people have to abide by the same rules that you do.
Okay. Yeah, perfect.
So the one thing you don't have is an approved septic system.
So I guess, I
What you-
mean, I'm waiting for the Board of Health to
You're
get
waiting for
back
the
to
Board of
me
Health.
Correct.
regarding this.
Right.
Okay.
We need a notification from the Board of Health that your septic system is approved for this application.
Okay, okay, so I'm just waiting for them to get back to me with the approval.
Have you submitted all this paperwork to them?
Yes,
Oh, you
I
have?
have,
Okay.
yes, yeah,
You have
Okay.
a contract and everything already?
Yep.
ready to go?
Okay.
yeah.
So you're going to have to then request, I assume you're going to request a continuance
Yes.
in order to,
Finish what
To
Joe
finish
told
this.
me that I have to get done
right.
in the main house. So, I would like to request a continuance.
Pick a date.
Pick a date.
Yeah,
What's the date?
that's a good question.
We have one coming up, but
December 6th is our next meeting.
this,
December.
but this should be like,
Yeah, I
Well, it
mean,
should be. yeah.
Well, it should be.
Plus,
until
don't
it's
forget
not.
this Thanksgiving.
It should be until it's not,
Right.
yes.
So
And you don't need to have the construction done, right? You
All
just-
she needs is a piece of paper from the health department
Okay. And the
saying
construct-
that the design is
Just
approved.
needs a septic approval.
Septic approval is all she needs.
Which
Not the
depends
bathroom-
on
the
that
bedroom.
being removed.
Doesn't be done
So-
first,
Nope.
right?
Nope, she just
They won't
needs
give
it.
her that until she removes the bedroom.
Correct.
So I have to do that before.
That's not my understanding of that.
Was it,
That's not my understanding of that.
no?
No?
It's just a plan to do it.
It's a plan that's gonna be done.
Hmm.
That's what I check on the final. When I finalize the accessory apartment, they go in the house, that they do that. No, they didn't do it, you can't have an occupancy permit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Okay.
But the Board of Health will give them an approval
They'll
of
give
their
them approval
system.
based
For,
on that.
for the design,
Mm-hmm.
So I-
Yeah.
right?
Based on-
Subject to the,
Subject to the door being white.
Right, right.
So I'm just waiting on that approval from the health department, is that correct?
Yes,
Based on your
Okay.
septic plan to be approved.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what you're waiting for.
If I
Do you
might-
already have a hearing in front of the Board of Health?
It's my understanding that, from what Matt Armendo tells me, Joe has to go back and look inside to make sure that
Right.
the
Yeah,
bedroom has
Joe
been
said he
removed.
needs to
Right.
come back.
And then it'll get approved.
I don't, this
Okay.
process is new to me.
That's up
Joe
to-
told me that,
I know that's not what Ralph is saying, but
It's not what's been done in the past unless they change the regulations, they rules again. But that's not what's done. What was done before was, it was pending on, this is what's gonna be done, that door's gonna be widened. And they'd point to me and say, well, go for the apartment, go look in the house to see if the door's been widened.
Hmm.
And that's what I would do, I'd go in the house, see if the door's been widened, okay, then I sign the CO. But then now they might have changed it because it's a CO, so they've got to sign a CO too. So maybe that's why they've changed it, and that's why they're doing it that way.
I think it's because when this provision got added to the bylaw, where the zoning board requires approval by the Board of Health, I think that's when it got changed. So,
But either way, it shouldn't take very long to do the work in
Right.
that house,
Mhm.
right?
correct.
So it shouldn't have a big effect on, later.
except Thanksgiving is next week,
Yeah.
and nobody works on Friday, well,
Yeah,
it's
but
the
we're
town.
not looking to put it on, the first one
Yeah,
in
In December.
December sixth.
mean,
I don't think, I think that's
that's fine.
too soon.
I think it's just, it's 3
Right?
weeks from today.
I think it'll be
And plus,
fine.
that's gonna be a long meeting, isn't it?
What, December sixth?
Yeah,
Well, if all
right, so it'd
they
be,
need, if all they need is the approval, we can put them in first.
yeah. But what if they need to do the construction by December 6th? That's tight. I don't know, I just don't want to, you'd have to come back again and
It's
again
up
and
to her,
again, that's
because-
all.
But if we get to December 6th, and you're not ready, then you have to come in for another continuance. And at that
Right.
point, it's gonna cost you $100.
Right, I heard you saying that to the individual before me. I think we will have it done by then. It'll be fine.
Right?
December 6th.
Do we
Well-
have one beyond December sixth?
No.
No.
Other than,
We haven't said that yet.
no, other than February, which is what
How
we
about
just
the
did.
25th?
That's not a Wednesday.
It's on a Wednesday.
It won't be here.
No, we're not having any until
Wednesday.
Roger comes back.
Yeah, right.
We better close up shop for a while then.
So December
6th.
6th, okay.
And once again, you realize what this does is it also, what you're signing also allows us to move the decision date. Because we're under so many days to make a decision.
Okay,
By you asking for a continuance, you're also asking for that decision date mandate to be moved by the same amount of time.
okay. Today's the 15th, right?
Today's-
So we're looking at December sixth?
Mhm.
Okay, what you need to do is you need to actually read that, to ask the board for the continuance.
Oh, okay. So I hereby request the hearing of my petition to be continued to December 6th.
Okay? We have a request. Does anybody make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve that.
We have a second.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Good. Hey, way to go, George. Good job. That's approved. So
Pressure's
we'll
on.
see you on, I
December
won't,
6th.
but they'll see you on the 6th. They,
I forget the
and
rules
again,
sometimes. I gotta pay attention.
all we need is a letter from the health department saying that your project is approved with the, with whatever septic system.
Now, were all the plans that they submitted already, okay by everybody? Because if not, we should tell them ahead of time.
I'm sorry, I'm just writing it down so I don't forget.
I think it's pretty cut and dry.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure we didn't have, so when they come back on the 6th, we say, oh, but you don't have this.
Right. Well, that's one of I'd asked to look at the GIS because we wanted to make sure that whatever property there was, that it wasn't on somebody's property line or, it was, there was enough space, whatever, but, so.
Okay, so I'll see you on
So
December.
there won't be any substantial changes to the outside of
No.
the buildings?
No, absolutely, just the windows,
Yeah.
the door, obviously. Okay, well, thank you.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
I'll keep you posted, Maria.
Okay,
Thank you.
Roger?
Take care.
Oh, okay, get your microphone. I wanted to bring up something when you...
okay. Maria has something she wants to talk about, process for notifying abutters and decisions. By the way, we have to approve the meeting minutes for executive session. We have to go into executive session to do that.
So very briefly, usually when there's a decision, I send out copies to all the abutters. They have to be notified of the decision. Recently, I got a postcard from the planning board in Fairhaven, which is where I live. One of my abutters had gone in there for something, and it was a postcard, and it basically states the date, and the appeal date, where they can find the decision if they want to look at it, whether they want to get a copy of it, they can go to the town clerk where it's recorded, or there's a phone number and a database on the website where all the decisions are posted. So what I would like to do is, because postage, I'm finding, just postage alone, I'm finding that I'm borrowing from other departments by February of the year, before fiscal year. And then by the time fiscal year comes around and I get more money, I'm giving back the postage and then I'm borrowing it again. Because some of these decisions, as you have seen, can be like pages and pages. And even though I do double-sided, it still costs sometimes 2 stamps per envelope.
And-
So envelopes and paper.
Well, it's not only that, but
my time,
it's your time
everything.
to do all this.
Well, and probably 80% of the time, the people get it and they just go,
Yeah,
right?
I get calls all the time, why am I getting this?
Right.
Yeah.
They just recycle it. So what I would like to do is do something similar to what Fairhaven does, which I already talked to Jeff Blake, he said it's legal, it's legitimate, and so that's basically what I'd like to do, just
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
postcard to
I think
everybody.
I like it.
I think it's a good
Makes
idea.
sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just wasted paper.
Is it identified?
And most of the time that
Yes.
people don't even care about it.
Plot.
Yeah, okay, no, it's good. I
Now,
got
do you
it.
do this for both the
The abutters
the applicant,
notices,
do you do it on the decision only or for both?
You'd have to do it.
an actual decision would get filed, would get
No, no,
sent
no.
to the owner,
There are 2 mailings that always go out,
yes.
the one before and the one after.
The abutters notice, I'll probably just do, it's a 1-page
That's a
anyway.
1 page.
Yeah, so that's not too
Okay.
bad,
But the decision will be postcard.
yeah.
I like that. I think
I'll
that's a
have all
good
the
idea.
But the
information on it.
applicant themselves will get it much more complete.
Oh,
Yeah, because most of the time
Yes.
they have to record
They
it in the
wouldn't
registry anyway.
right, right,
So that's what I would like to do.
yes,
And I gotta figure out how to do the postcards and all that.
okay.
Plus, it's 51 cents, well, as of right now, it's probably gonna go up
It's
in
gonna go up, it
January,
is gonna go up.
as opposed to 66. So each one is 15 cents.
Yeah, and really, to me, really the savings is more in your time, because
It is
I
a
know,
lot
I
of
mean,
time.
Jerry and I did that for like a year, and that's,
Jerry's still tired.
he's still tired from it. So,
Time consuming.
You should watch those videos. That's when I was watching the whole time. To say, I think they need help there.
so I can see where it's gonna save, it'll be a time saver. You just bunch of postcards instead of making all these copies. Like you said, some of these things are, you know,
I think-
rather lengthy.
I think the planning board in Westport too, I think also does it. I was told
Yeah.
they do it this way, I don't know.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve Maria's suggestion to use postcards for decisions of the zoning board of appeals.
I'll second that.
A second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. You got it. Go verily and conquer. You want to talk about
Yeah,
something?
I've got this. Roger and I had a discussion the other day. We were looking for some stuff related to signage. And you probably heard me say before that we have, our bylaw allows a sign, one sign, for, in a residential agricultural zone for an authorized business, you know, a legal business, and that's not the issue. But the issue is that we were looking for it, where in the bylaw it said that, and he looked all through the new bylaws and he couldn't find it.
Well, it wasn't in the section on signs,
Right.
which might be where you think it
Well, yeah.
might be.
It's actually buried in another section that had nothing to do with signs, but anyway, so I've been doing a little homework for the last few weeks, trying to compare the old bylaw book, this kind, with the new one. I hate the new one, but that's my business. And it's a little more difficult for me because I've got several iterations of this new bylaw because I was on the committee that was developing. So each time we have a set, we get another set and they'd be updated. And I'm just curious, I'm seeing Barbara's for 2020. What date do you guys have on yours? Do you know?
I have two other ones,
Yeah,
and I've only been here since
Okay.
2019.
I have two.
The reason I say that, the reason I'm talking
I
about
just
that
use
is I
whatever's
have the
online,
same one
so.
she has,
I have
2020.
mine on my desk. And
But you just found out tonight, you just heard tonight, the lady read 750 square feet.
Because that's your old one, yeah.
Because that's,
That's what it was originally.
but that's the one I think most of us
2020.
have.
Yes,
Right,
Okay.
yeah, it is, yeah.
yes,
So,
yes.
so I'm talking about a couple things here. One is,
For you to-
I think we should all get a new, up-to-date,
Mm.
including,
the one from last year.
right. the
Which was
20
just approved.
The 23,
Yep.
and I've got the paperwork on that. So that's number one, so that we're all working off the same pages.
So,
Uh,
like, I just downloaded it off
You can
the
download
internet.
it off the internet.
That's all I ever did.
Right.
Okay, so like, it sounds
Well,
like,
if you
you know.
want to download it, but I like to have paper in front of me when I'm in.
Well, yeah, I can print it, right? But so, did you all get yours from the town? I didn't get anything
No.
from the town. Okay,
No.
all right. I was like, sound like just an official copy.
I might have
Versus-
printed up back in May when they got approved.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you did.
It actually,
I think I made
it's
copies.
actually almost duplicate in here. The portion you gave us
Yeah.
was added, but it still has the other one in here. You can't go from one page to the next.
No, that's right.
Right, it's just like an addendum.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Yes,
This is what they're talking about.
but,
yeah, yeah. You have August 20th. That's what I want. That's the one I have on my computer.
I
Yeah.
can print that up, I mean, I can just go online and.
I'm still not 100% certain that everything got put the way it's supposed to in these. Now, as an example, I just read it now and heard her speaking about the septic system must meet the requirements of the Westport. And that's probably the correct thing now, but I can recall it must have an approved.
That was after 2020,
So-
which is your version.
So is this one here still correct, as far as that sentence?
No,
So now it says.
you have to have it approved.
I have it in my phone
Okay,
too.
so we need to make sure
Yes,
that we have,
We have the
That's
current
it.
version.
okay, so that's one piece.
But I don't know, on either of those, because we've approved zoning changes over the past couple of years. Have they been implemented, because I haven't seen the latest, maybe I do have. Do they implement it into it, or they just add addendums on the back?
They usually put it. No, they put it right. They put it in actually. It's
Yeah.
not in the-
Put it in.
They put it in.
Okay.
I think when like we got the amendments,
Right.
Right.
And that's what
right.
you have,
Yes,
right? But
yes.
then a new gun does, I mean, the new one comes out. I mean, the one online is actually May, but yours is
I
actually
think- yeah, it's
August.
2000.
Yeah, August
Yeah.
29th.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
That's only because, I think they, because it wasn't,
no, there's the one.
there was a
the newest
problem
is-
with the first approval.
Right, the May 2nd one, this is what's online, is May 2nd, 2023,
Okay,
which would have been,
right after the,
right, and there's still an issue, there was an issue
there
with
was an
something.
issue, the AG didn't approve it, they had to go, there was,
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was
I don't
some
think
issues they had to
um,
solve.
I don't think they print these until after the Attorney General.
Right, and that wasn't until like August.
okays it. And it usually is around
Yeah.
August anyway, even if there is a.
I think it was later than that because of the issue they had.
Now, the second part, or separate part, that I did not know, and I don't think we've been doing it correctly for the last few months, is that you heard her read it tonight. It says here, prior to the approval of a special permit for detached, this is in your A to, it used to be I and
Yep.
now J or whatever. Prior to the approval of special permit for detached accessory detached, the board shall make the following findings. The first one is that the detached accessory will not impair the integrity or character of the neighborhood in which it is located. We've never talked about that.
Well, sort of,
It says make a finding.
yes, I know,
That
but
says to me that we, as a board, have to vote to say that this will not.
right, and that's the reason why we have the applicant read that and say, what are you doing?
But we
And
never
then,
had them read that piece.
oh, we've always had them read that piece.
No, no,
always.
No, read this.
It's
but
always-
never-
It's before A.
always been in there.
It's before A is what he's saying.
Yeah, but it's not before A.
No,
It's item I.
it's I. We've always had them read that.
Okay, all right. But the board itself, you're saying it's implied that the board made that finding?
It's
Because
implied
I've
that the
never-
board made, when he says, here's what I'm doing, and we agree to it, then,
Okay, so I guess you could say that. I wouldn't read it that way. I'd
Okay.
say the board makes a finding. That's like when we find that this is not substantially more detrimental to the neighborhood.
right, well, when he said, I'm not making any changes to the structure, we said, well, okay, that can't affect the neighborhood because you're not making any changes.
Okay, but if they are,
If they are, then we say, okay, so how does it affect the neighborhood?
okay, well, you do with that whatever you want. I'm
Okay.
telling you how I read that
Okay.
the first time. It says, "The board shall make a following findings."
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's very specific, that we have to find that they are.
We have to find that they're not, right.
You know, within our decision.
Mhm.
Okay? So anyway, those are a couple of.
Actually,
things-
that's actually a good thing that we should always add on to our decision,
Yeah,
is that we approve this and we know the board has found that this is not detrimental to the, whatever this,
right,
those words.
right, and that
Yes.
would be a good thing.
Yes,
But we have to say it
we should say it.
first.
Yes,
And then myself, I mean, we're not gonna do anything about this, but I think that's out of order, because you've got the things that, well, even the next one, about us being, encouraging the
A lot-
development of
right.
housing unit for elder, for
Right.
the handicapped, that really isn't something that they have to do,
Right.
that's really for us.
that's
So-
really for us.
So these last 3 or 4 paragraphs
Mm,
really are for us.
Yes,
So they shouldn't have to read those. Anyway, those are some things,
mhm.
I just think there's some things that are really, really not right. Yeah, I mean, I guess they're technically correct. Well, another big one that affects another hearing that we have is, what's the definition of a sanitarium?
No, yeah.
I find it offensive that we still have the word sanitarium in our zoning laws.
Yeah, yes,
I mean, that's
Yes.
just,
It's
That's-
not, it's
I-
not defined.
yes, yeah.
but it shouldn't be. I mean, like that term has been like kind of put to bed in the
I agree.
70s.
Yes, right,
I would
So we
agree
should
with that.
take care, I mean, I think we should
right.
get rid of it.
I mean, there's still a lot of things in our zoning bylaws that are still archaic.
Yeah.
And little by little, we're whittling them away.
Yeah.
Because I was reading that, I was like, because
Yes, that is,
I was sort of, I was reading, going over last
The hearing.
meetings, things. Oh, I haven't watched the video yet, but I was just kind of going over the paperwork and stuff because I hadn't done it because I knew I wasn't going. And I was like, How do we still have the word sanitarium in?
Yes, yes.
When was the last time you heard anybody being
Being
sanitary?
Sent to us.
I don't think I ever have. I think I'm too young.
Anyway.
I mean, no condemned ones.
Those are just some observations that I made since I started going through this. I have not by any means gone through every page by page of this. I was picking on the things that we were concerned about.
Right, right.
I can make you a copy, Jerry,
Of
if
what?
anybody else wants.
Yeah. The latest,
The latest bylaws.
the latest by
No, but I think we all ought to have the same one
Yes.
at the same time,
Right.
always. So that
Right,
we know what we're
which I
doing.
did. I
Right.
made copies of the amendments,
Yeah,
but I
but-
didn't make a
yeah.
copy of everything.
Yeah, but it changes the whole thing. It changes the page numbers, it changes everything when they add stuff
Did
in.
it?
Yeah,
Yes,
it changes, yes.
oh, yeah.
That's why I say I've got several iterations of this, so it's even worse
You
for
should
me.
throw out some of the old ones.
Yes. Believe in the power of the shredder
Yeah, you're right.
or the junk
done?
mail bin in the dump.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so.
I sent everybody, it's not on the agenda, so we can't talk a whole lot about it. I did send the draft of the short-term bylaws. Cynthia has given me a few comments. Both of those are, by the way, Cynthia, are things that we're still struggling with.
Yeah, and if, I mean, if,
It's a struggle, and we can't talk a whole lot about it.
I mean, no, I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm gonna, if, I have, as you know, I have strong thoughts on that, the issues. I'm more than willing to sit down with the committee and give them what I think is my thoughts and,
We're having a meeting tomorrow.
Can you do it tomorrow?
what
1
time?
o'clock, 1:30?
No, I'm taking my boat out of the water.
No,
That can wait.
No, nice day to come out.
nice day, hope you're nice tomorrow.
It's a nice
Very nice
Anyway,
day.
all I want
Nicest
is,
remaining day.
have the rest of you actually read it. If not, I would appreciate it if you read it and just comment on it. Send Jerry an email, because I won't be involved anymore. But send Jerry an email of, I like this, I think this, whatever your comments are.
Is the public showing up at this thing?
Yes,
Is there a lot?
public being people who do renting. We haven't had public of people who are just abutters or, neighbors. So it's slanted that way, and that's, and we
Well,
understand
it's always-
that. But the process is going to be, we're going to finish up, hopefully soon, the committee's work, and then it goes to the planning board. They're going to have open hearings in the evenings, when more people can be involved in this. And then when they get, then they will send it to the select board, who will look at it and send it back to them. It's the way the process works, so that it can get on it as an article next year. Now, it's really important that we actually finish this year, because we've opened,
A can of worms.
we let Genie out of the bottle, and you ain't stuffing Genie back in.
No.
So it's really important that, that the town actually comes up with a bylaw for next year, so that we can at least contain this. And the premise being looking, at balancing between the needs of the neighborhood and allowing, short-term rentals. And I don't want to get into a lot of details about it, because it's not on the agenda.
So then I'll make it a point, to get to the next one after, yeah.
The meeting tomorrow, for
I can-
anybody
yeah.
that might be interested, is at 1:45 to 3:15 over in the
The
annex
annex.
planning board area.
Yeah.
And the next one will probably be after Thanksgiving, before Christmas.
It better be before that, because it's got to get, it's got to go to, there's still wickets to go through before it gets to,
I
be an
think one of the
article.
big contentions right now is whether the person, the owner, has
Yeah.
to be
That's-
a resident. of-
Yeah.
So we're not
That's-
allowed to talk about it, and that's my biggest problem.
But that's-
And I will not support it.
And a lot of people have
Yeah.
felt that way.
And I have some reasons, and I also have some idea. Actually, one idea I think you guys should do. I don't think this is gonna, that the town gets taxes from people who are actually doing it legally. Can you And online, you can't find their name, you only find the road they're listed on. If we could actually figure out what properties they are, it'd be interesting to see how many of them are residents and how many are not non-residents taxpayers. And I'm willing to do the, if you can give me that information, I'm willing to do that calculation. And I guarantee 90% of them are non-resident taxpayers.
But
Yeah.
But
that's-
You're saying paying the real estate taxes on the property, is that what you mean by taxpayers?
non-resident taxpayers,
Real estate taxpayers.
yeah, that's the
Okay.
definition of a
No,
non-resident, is a non-resident
Yeah.
taxpayer.
I'm saying not paying the short-term rental
No, no,
fee
no.
to the state.
A resident is a different thing than a taxpayer,
Oh, absolutely.
right?
Yeah, that's.
So,
that's
before
a
I
good thing.
became a Westport resident, I was a non-resident taxpayer.
Yeah. Now, the only positive side from that view, if you want to take it, is that they don't vote at
Right.
town meeting. So-
Yeah.
Anyway, that's
Puts them at a
a
disadvantage.
discussion
Taxation
for-
without representation.
That's a discussion for a different committee and a different time.
Yeah.
It's not in the agenda.
Okay.
Okay, is there any other open
I just
business
wanna
before
say this,
we?
that, as you all know, I love chairing these meetings, and facetiously, by the way. And during the time of Roger's absence, it appears as though I'm it. So I'm gonna ask that you have patience with me and try to guide wherever I need to, because I can guarantee you I won't do as good a job as Roger does. But anyway, I guess I'll say I'm not looking forward to it. Put it that way.
Well, the gavel is right behind Roger, it's on that
Okay.
little table, so I'll
All
make
right.
sure that it's on the table.
Anyway. I
Give it
just
me.
wanted to-
Boom, boom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anyway.
Okay, is there any other business? Okay, what I'm going to have to do then is, in order to approve or discuss the meeting minutes for the executive session, we have to go into executive session. So, executive session pursuant to General Law 30A, Section 20A3, to discuss the land court litigation regarding 50 Spinnaker Way LLC, where discussion in open session would have a detrimental effect on the town's litigation position, and the chair so declares. So I'm requesting that we go into executive session, and we'll do this by roll call vote. Jerry,
Is the motion,
Jerry.
you have to need, you don't need
I make a motion to, yes.
to
go into
adjourn
executive
the
session.
regular meeting and go into executive session.
This shouldn't be recorded.
Yes, it goes in,
To go into it.
Yeah.
But then again, then we,
as soon as we vote to go into it.
Okay, all right. Gerald Catino, aye.
Barbara Pontilillo, aye.
Roger Menard, aye.
Konstanski, aye.
Ray Elias, aye.
do we vote on this one?
Yes.
Cynthia Gazakowicz, aye.
George Stelgis, aye.
Okay, we are in executive session.